Welcome back. I am Adrienne, your expert on all things custom home building and luxury. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend how much fun we're having on the Frazier Homes channel. So the question is, what is a change order? So a change order is any deviation from the original scope of work. Obviously, we have talked about many times how the scope is put together. The scope is based off of the drawings. So the drawings are really the how. So how we're going to go about, and the specifications are the what. So you need the what and the how, and then obviously as your builder, we're the who. So how, what, who are we going to use to facilitate the overall build or the design build? And so there are very specific means and methods that we must follow in order to get you a beautiful structure. And so those things are documented at the onset of the construction. This is also very critical in terms of getting permits. So the cities, municipalities, they want to know what is going to be performed, where, obviously, when we're talking about your lot and the positioning. Remember, we talked about the HOA. The HOA might want to know about those things, and they want to know what materials, etc., because of EPA and environmental issues, and the list goes on. And so when we have that all established, we submit for permits, we're ready to go. Now a change order comes about because there's a change that is initiated by virtue of weather issue or a issue with topography. And you might ask, well, how does a weather issue create a change? Well, if you are on a hillside and there is a lot of rain and now your lot is positioned, there's some problems with the topography of that lot, now we've got a change. We may have to do some piering. This is similar to once we do excavation and we realize that there's bad dirt, we may have to do some other structural preservation to make sure that the structural integrity of your build is up to par and passes code. So that might be a change that has nothing to do with the homeowner. But in general, changes come from the homeowner. So the homeowner has decided, you know what, I really want a pool. Well, in order to have a pool, there are a ton of due diligence aspects that we have to follow in order for you to get that pool on your lot. If you decide, well, I really would like to have a stone fascia instead of siding, well, again, that change is going to impact the foundation because we're talking about how the loads are calculated and making sure that it can support that load. And so when you make that change, it initiates a change order. Change orders are not just where you have, it's a one transaction, okay? So it's not just one transaction. It is when you make a change, it initiates a series of transactions. Because remember, we have regulations that we have to manage. We have subcontractors that we have to invite into the process. We have architects and engineers that have to calculate and make sure that things are structurally sound. And so change orders can be a big deal. It may seem that it's insignificant or minor, but it can be a big deal. And so Frazier Homes, we like to communicate with our homeowners that there is a time period where we will accept change orders. Otherwise, it significantly impacts the design build that we are almost going back in steps. And so the cost benefit, so we do a cost benefit analysis, the cost benefit to you as the homeowner and for us as the GC simply isn't there. And so when you're thinking about changes, what we want you to learn and to glean from this episode is that changes are not just minor changes. Here's an example. If you decide, I decided that I want a rain head shower. Well, if you decide you want a rain head shower, that's absolutely fine, except that we have to frame that to bear that load a certain way. So while you may be intrigued by just the fit and finish of the shower, and you want to have a certain look in your shower, the behind the scenes, the framing of it, the rough end of it is that requires and necessitates a change order, and sometimes we can do it and sometimes we can't. So again, what I'm hoping that you learn from this episode is that change orders are not just minor, they're always a oftentimes laborious task, because there's lots of things for us to do, and we will accommodate, because of course we want you to have the home of your dreams. You're getting a custom home, and we want you to have exactly what you want, but we want you to know that it does extend the timeline in terms of your build. It is very costly, and if your builder is not letting you know that from the jump, then they may not know the difference.